What's up, guys? Good morning. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that comment button. If there's something that you want to learn within wondershare, Filmora, or any industry, I have a very wide spectrum of things that I cover. I do cell phones, fitness, health, nutrition. As you can see, some light video editing and things like that. So first of all, this is going to be a basic overview of wondershare Filmora. I did do a recent one, and I feel like maybe I went a little bit too fast with it, and some people won't be able to catch on. So I'm going to cover some of the basics again to try to make sure that I cover everything as much as possible. So obviously, this here is going to be, and I'll delete this so this makes sense. This here is going to be where you fill up all of your project stuff. This is where you're going to view all of your project stuff. This is where you're going to edit all of your project stuff. Alright? Pretty simple, right? Cool. Click this. Pull something in. Anything. I don't give a damn what it is. Pull this in. I like this. It loads. Alright, got it. Now I want to make you a little side note before you get started. If you're looking to purchase a new computer, please make sure that you got at least like 16 gigs of RAM. You could do it with 4 gigs of RAM. It's just going to be a lot slower. If you're going to be doing this for a job, or you need to speed edit and export fast and stuff like that, I suggest getting something with at least 16 gigs of RAM to be able to process faster. And speaking of process, I would say a minimum of like an i5 processor. i7 is cool too. You can get these used. You get like a used laptop or something like that on Craigslist between $300 and $500. If you're really lucky, maybe you can come up on a deal. But please remember those cheap little tablets or Walmart brand stuff like that. It'll work. You're not going to be happy with how slow it renders. Now, if you're in no hurry and you're just doing the occasional video, that's cool. That's probably fine. But if you do this on a daily basis like myself, I'll go ahead and upgrade your computer. Furthermore, just a little quick side note, I apologize for taking so long to get started. But another side note is that if you are going to be downloading this product, I think it's like 49 bucks. Let me turn off everything so you can hear me better. It's like 49 bucks for the year, or I think it's like 59 bucks, 39 bucks for the year, and 59 bucks for a lifetime. Now remember, once you download it onto a computer, that computer is where it stays. It's not transferable. So whatever computer you download it on is whatever computer its license is valid for, and it's not going to be able to change to a different computer. That's usually how these type of softwares work. If you're familiar with like Adobe and stuff like that, that's otherwise how would they get paid? You could just use your key for any computer and they would never have to sell another thing. They would be screwed. So please remember, whatever video or whatever computer you edit most on, or you will be editing all of your videos on, is the one to download it. And if you're getting ready to upgrade your computer, it might be a good idea to upgrade first, then buy the software. Now, that being said, I usually buy the yearly subscription because I change computers like a crack addict. Let's be honest. I'm always getting a new something or other. This here, like I said, is going to be basically your project area. This is going to be, if you double click this, obviously this is the kind of thing that 4G does. And it's usually not like buffering like that or whatever, but basically you can see whatever you got over here, you can play over here just to kind of preview it. My computer's running kind of slow right now, but normally it's not. The only problem I ever have with it because when I export it, it's just super slow. Some buffering and stuff like that, but to be honest, I have a pretty new computer. So right here, if you grab, click, and hold, you can pull these down and drop them there. So that's like an intro, right? You got your intro. Things are going to be in a linear process here. Oh, clearly there's something there that I did not know about. That's amazing. So we'll delete that. And okay, so we got a whole video here. Sorry about that. But I'll leave that there for purposes. That's just 2 intros back to back, okay? Now, this top scrubber line is good, and you can see how it changes. See how it changes right when I go there? Click and hold, drag to the right to be able to expand that to make it look bigger, okay? And I know that you're probably like, oh, geez, what is this? What's going on? Okay. It's not a big deal. The only reason I'm showing you that is because specifically, and it'll make more sense if I bring an actual video in. I'll show you what I mean. Let's see. Let's just delete all this. And we'll pull a video in real quick. Like an actual video in which I'm talking would be nice. We're going to have to go to camera roll. Pictures. Sorry. That took forever. Jeez. I'm just waking up. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. So enter. And basically what this does is, so you drop it here, right? You drop it here. And it's probably going to pop up over here to where I'm going to show me what's going on and stuff like that. So you push play. Now, my computer's running very slow. I apologize. It's going to start to populate. Good. Okay, so see how I didn't start talking right away? This scrubber helps you do something, okay? Now, once you see there's going to be a little gray heartbeat line or whatever all the way across the bottom. And this is something that will be much faster, obviously, if you have an upgraded computer. But that's one of the things that is slow. It takes a minute for it to be able to pop up. But basically, it's going to be volume levels, and it's going to show you all the way across the bottom the volume levels of the entire video. Now, why that's good is because when you're editing and stuff and you're trying to chop stuff out, I'm not like hugely specific about editing as far as getting stuff out of there or whatever, but it can be really helpful for those, for those dead zones. You don't want to have too much time where you're not talking. So see how it popped up right here? See the little gray line? That's me talking. That's volume. Okay, so that's audio all the way across, and it looks like it's kind of quiet. But if you shrink it, you'll see all the audio, and then when you expand it, you can see exactly, you can pinpoint exactly where the audio starts. Now I back it off just a little bit because you're going to have your transition and stuff like that. But if you cut that, you push the cut button right there. You can see there's a cut. Okay? So you click this side, right click it afterwards, and delete. And that's what you're left with. So let's see. And I know it's kind of be choppy, but listen more than anything. Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. This video number 2 today. Did you see it? Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So, and it looks like I cut it a little bit short. So, if that's the case, this button right here undoes anything you just did. Now you're like, oh crap, I have a cut here. How do I get rid of that? You can also undo that. So the cut's undone. Alright, so I would say I would back it off. It looks like I didn't catch completely, so I'll back it off to there and delete. Okay? Let's try that. And obviously the video sounds kind of choppy. I need to restart my computer. Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. This video number 2.
Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact.
And that's still cutting it kind of close, but it really depends on what you feel works best. I'll probably drag it out a little bit more. It's hard to see because the levels of volume are so low here. And remember, when you stretch this out, you're stretching it out and it's like really fast time. So maybe that's what I was not taking into consideration. And you actually don't have to. You can just start this here so that you're not guessing the whole time.
Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with
See, that's a little bit better. And the reason I say that's a little bit better is because you're going to do something like this. Okay, so file, obviously if this has nothing here, click the button to bring in files. You click file, import media files, and then you can go to whatever you need to download, and it comes over and drops it right in there. Drag it down, put it to the front of my video. And the reason I'm specifically can drag this down to tighten it back up to kind of get a better view of what's going on. And the transition is what I was talking about. So I left a little bit of blank here. Okay, you see how there's no volume here? Because the transition I want to go smoothly. So you're going to see these transitions are, and a lot of people say transitions are dated or whatever. I don't feel that. I feel that transitions are absolutely 100% necessary from going from scene to scene. They don't have to be super obvious transitions or obvious at all, but I feel that if you just screech from screen to screen, it's not going to look right. My computer's really slow. Sorry. Transition.
Good morning, guys. It's guys.
And you're not being able to see it because, unfortunately, my computer is giving me massive problems.
Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan.
Basically, it's a transition, and then by the time the transition finally fades out and the screen comes in, then I start talking, so it makes a lot more sense. So I apologize about the preview, but I think you get the understanding, or I think you understand the gist of everything. So now a lot of people come to video editing software and they're like, oh, I want to add this music, I want to add this music. Slow down. If you want to add music to YouTube, that's a bad idea if you don't know if it's royalty-free music. Even if it says it's royalty-free music, that was literally the biggest nightmare on the planet, was trying to find music that would work with YouTube. If you mess up and you put a song that for some reason is copyrighted or has royalties out there or is owned by somebody, YouTube gives you 3 chances and you're never allowed to come back to YouTube. Don't make that mistake. Wondershare Filmora does the legwork for you. They have music. It's all free. And it's all royalty free. And you're not going to get hit. So to listen to the music, you just double click. Now, I honestly, these 3, I don't know if it saved my favorite. These 3 and like this one are my favorite, and it's just because they're just light background music. It's not like nothing crazy. So for this one, and I really don't even know what this video is necessarily. I'm just using it for editing purposes. That's it. So it's going to populate, okay? You see it populating? Now, chances are my volume's way too loud, okay?
Good morning, guys.
Way too loud. So edit, you right click and then edit, and then volume usually, unless it's a really loud environment, is like between 5 and 10. So, and sometimes if it's a really quiet video, even lower. You just want it so that you have a background noise and it's not awkward. You're not sitting there in absolute silence. So I'll show you real quick what it sounds like.
Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. This video number 2 today.
It's so choppy right now. I apologize for that. But you can get the idea, adding videos. Now, here's another thing. You see how you transitioned? It's important that you transition your music as well, because otherwise you're just going from nothing to blah, and it doesn't roll in right. So you're gonna edit, and then you have these two things here: fade in, fade out. Now, if you're adding, this is gonna be a long video, I would assume. Let's see. Not actually positive. I don't know what I'm talking about in this video. So you see how this song is only a few minutes, 3 minutes long, so it's not going to go to the complete end. Okay, so make sure you don't fade out, because the song is already naturally fading out, if you can hear it. Let's see, it's going to be super choppy. Watch.
I've realized in times of late.
You see how it got really quiet, and it's going to naturally fade out. So you don't want to fade out, okay? But you do want to fade in, because there's nothing before it. So fade in, I would say I usually go like a quarter. I don't really pay attention to the seconds. Just like a quarter of it or whatever is good. And that seems to be sufficient for me. I wish you could see it in live.
Good morning, guys. It's John. It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. This video number.
So as you can see, like it came in a little bit softer. It's hard to tell because of the sketchiness, but nonetheless. Now here's a really good tip. If you are looking to get rid of background noise, if you got a fan, and I'm famous for this, I always got something going on in the background, or if you, like I did a kettlebell swinging video the other day for like fitness and stuff like that, and I was in a racquetball court, so it was extremely echoey, the echoes, and I push remove background noise, and you can do weak, mid, strong. Now it does kind of make your voice sound a little bit odd, but it absolutely saved my video the other day. The video was like unusable, and I just clicked this, and it was amazingly helpful. It got rid of all the echo, made me sound like a mouse, but it still was able to use it, which is really nice. Now another thing is, if you click, and remember, if you're working on something, left click it, it highlights it red, it means that is your project. So be careful about that, because like if you grab something, you need to move it around or whatever, make sure that you're only moving that item, and that you have to click it. You have to click it. Now right here, you can this I would always auto enhance. So okay, so let me see.
Good.
Okay, you see how that, well, remember,
Good morning, guys. It's Jonathan.
So see how the lighting is and everything. I apologize, my room's a freaking wreck, I know. Auto enhance. Watch what it does to the video. You see that? Okay, so
Jonathan with One Big Impact. This video.
now you may not be able to see it necessarily with this video. It's not a huge difference, but you see how, I know you can see that. It makes it much crisper. It brings in the lights. It's just like an autocorrect or whatever. And I always do this first, okay? Sometimes I don't like how it looks and I take it out. Especially like if my lighting is really good, it can make it bad. But 95% of the time, the auto enhance helps out and corrects any dysfunctions. Another thing that I want to mention is crop and zoom, and this is something that I've been using lately, and it's actually a pretty cool tool. So crop and zoom right here is, it takes the whole entire video image, and you see all this undesirable stuff in the background. Maybe I want to focus more on me. And obviously with this type of video, I'm not going to necessarily be able to get rid of everything. And you don't want to get weird and tightened up too much. Okay, guys, you want to have something around you, okay? But maybe something like that would work. So watch your previous screen over here. You see that?
This video number 2 today. I'm going to attempt.
Now, it doesn't really necessarily make sense with this video, but if you actually ended up like videoing really far away in a field or something with some type of audio device and you wanted to bring yourself in closer so you didn't have like all kinds of weirdness around it, that could be a really good idea. If you don't like it, you just undo it. Now, let's see if anything else. I don't use anything else here. I've never really, because all of these things can pretty much be used right here. Another thing that I've used is the audio detach, and I use this specifically like when there's loud noise, or there's a scene that you want to switch from being its own audio to having the audio you choose. For instance, the other day I did a scene where I was walking down Khao San Road in Thailand, and the problem with that video was not only were a bunch of people talking really loud and stuff like that, it was just kind of an obnoxious part of the video, but there was a lot of bars around and there was a lot of music coming in, and I'd get pegged on YouTube for that, and I can't have background music and stuff like that. So I did audio detach. So you just right click and then you push audio detach, and you can see that just pulls your music out. Okay, that pulls the music out from whatever that, and here's what it does, and I'll show you. If I delete the audio now, and I'll move this over here so this doesn't get in the way. If I delete the audio, it doesn't make sense with this video because I need to talk, but as you can see, there's no audio, which is nice. Now, something else that you may just have a small section of your video that needs to be removed from. And remember, all these rules that I'm talking about and stuff like that are contingent upon like monetization. If you're looking to get paid on YouTube and stuff like that. When I tell you YouTube's going to pull your video, I actually don't know if they would pull your video if you were not trying to get paid by it. But I do know if you're trying to get paid, they're not going to pay you, and you will get a copyright strike, is what I think it's called. And you're only allowed 3, and then you can't come back to YouTube. So let's rewind that. Let's go ahead and reattach the audio. It should suck up there. And the next one, there you go. So it's back in there, okay? But say right here, all of a sudden, somebody comes in the room while you're talking or something like that, and you want to, whatever the situation is, okay? So I would say move your music out of the way, and wherever the problem happens, or the music you want to delete, you can cut it. You can cut it again when it ends. Sorry, just going really slow. Highlight it. Audio detach. And delete it. And so you can see
happiness that the same person would experience it on a hugely large scale as far as finance.
Trust me, I'm just annoyed at that whole skipping as you are. I apologize. I should have restarted my computer before this. And that's the problem with a low-grade computer. You really need to update or put as much RAM in it as possible. Four little 4 giggers don't like these video editing software. But as you can see, it deleted whatever the problem was. So your voice, and if you didn't like what you did or you did it wrong, just back it up, back it up. Back it up. Undo is an amazing thing. Obviously, redo would just reverse the project if you wanted to try again. And you can even like use it to bring your stuff back over if you saw that. So the next thing I want to talk about is, and let me see, I'll probably just delete all this so I can show you this next thing. The next thing is a lot of people want to do intros and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, like I have not really focused 100% of my energy on trying to make decent or even mediocre intros by myself. I don't know. I'm sure I could. I've made a couple, but to be honest, I've really never focused on getting the footage. I recommend getting some footage of like whatever your industry is. If it's like a gym or if it's like the forest or something like that, maybe get some stuff like that. Okay. And I could probably pull in and make a pretty decent intro, but honestly, I just buy my intros or design them in a different like intro design software. Something that you can use for making your own or having somebody make your intros for you, like the one you just seen is a made intro. It doesn't cost much. It's like $7, and you can do that through my link in the description below for Fiverr, and that link will get you over there. And they do lots of stuff like t-shirt design, logos, they do intros for YouTube, they do lots of stuff for YouTube like banner art, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's definitely worth checking out. But if you want to do your own, there's a lot of different things you can do here. Oh, let me talk about this real quick before we go to the next one. So sound effects, kind of cool. This is also categories on which, young and bright, tenor, sentimental, rock, folk, electronic, kind of just different categories. I don't know how expansive it is as far as like, I've never used more than like 4 of these in like over a year that I've been using it. So you kind of just find your favorites, and I think you just go with those. Sound effects, kind of cool. It's a good one for bleeping out cuss words, although YouTube catches that ish. YouTube is very very keen on catching bleeped out things. But it has some cool little simple stuff. That's Mario. So it just has neat little things, right? They have tons and tons of upgrades too. If you look up here in the top right hand corner, it says more effects. Oh my gosh, it's just endless. They have special effects, they have fireballs, they have just everything that you could possibly imagine. Really cool stuff. And if you go there and go to the messages every once in a while, they will also give you free stuff. And sometimes they'll even give you really cool free stuff if you just share it on Facebook, which is really cool. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I always use the black. I just like the contrast. I like how it doesn't blind me. But a lot of people like a different color. You see, they have a white version. You just click light skin, dark skin. Actually, kind of like how that looks. But regardless, so media. Now I'm going to take these out just for the sense of showing you something. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So with creating your intros or different things, they have a couple things here, sample videos. Now you can put these at the beginning of your video, and these are just like free things that you can use. That gets people started for your video. You could add some, crazy music to it or whatever. I would say maybe rock. That might actually be decent. So, and if you want to shrink that down, just grab the end, and you're not even grabbing it, you're just scrolling over it, and this thing appears, this little friggin' line thing. Just pull it all the way over, and it'll kind of snap to the end. Okay? So now I got a little bit of music. Okay, and that's going to abruptly cut off, so you would do what? You would fade out. Let's say fade out. Not too far because you don't have any length of, it's just an intro, it's very short. If you can hear it. You see how it fades out right at the end? You may want to go a little bit further. Let's see. That's kind of, it gives you the idea. And that would play right into an intro, okay? Or I mean right into a transition. Your transition would be here, and then you would have your other video, so it would kind of just smoothly roll in. And I'll be honest, like, I'm not the world's greatest video editor, but I edit maybe 10 videos a day. So I'm pretty familiar with the software. Now the other thing here is, and you have lots of these, you can just preview whatever you want to look at. So whatever, blah, 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 blah. You have lots of different things. Sounds pretty cool. But you also have sample colors, okay? And you're probably like, what the heck is the sample colors about? All right, drop a color, spread it out so you can get a view. Transitions. Where is it? Overlays. No, text. So you got your text. Okay, scroll all the way up. You want to scroll up. Should really be up there. Just right up. You have these things, okay? You have all these titles. These are kind of like pre-made intros per se, which is kind of nice. I used a lot of them. I think I've actually used every single one of these. Yes, I have. But specifically, these are your invisible intros. I don't know what the hell you would call them. Bring this down. This one's cool. I love this one. Drag it right there. Okay, now it's there. You don't see it. I mean, if you push play, you can. Sorry, it's kind of buffering and stuff. Usually it's a very smooth thing. That's my computer, not yours, just so you know. So you push right click, edit, and then you can edit whatever it says, okay? Gosh, come on, computer. And obviously it's kind of long. And that's not ideal as far as what to say. But you can say whatever. You can say the title of the video, or whatever. And now it's done. So you just click OK. And now you have a color background. And this is just like making your own kind of thing. It's just being creative and stuff. You know, and then you can add music to that and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. I have to turn on the air. Sorry about the noise in the background. But basically, that's how you would do it. Now, if you didn't want to do that, you just wanted to do something quicker, you would just grab a pre-made intro, like, you know, the same thing. You would drag that down, and then you would just edit that because it already has background. Personally, I think the red looks better than this dingy brown color, or whatever that is. So the next thing is going to be like filters. You can use filters, and apparently my computer is acting whack right now. This is what I be dealing with every day. You're playing something I wanted to see 5 minutes ago. What are you doing? With transitions, you're going to have a lot of different type of transitions. If you get really silly with them, it can look very unprofessional. But I mean, it just depends on what your project is. And I just downloaded some, apparently it's got some really crazy ones down here, which I'll be honest, I want to try them out. But there's all types of things. Filters, it's kind of like Instagram, Snapchat, filters. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. These are really cool if you do a cell phone video and you don't turn your phone sideways, meaning horizontal, long side, like you're not standing upright. lay it down. If you accidentally take a video the wrong way, this can be cool because it can blur out the black spots on the side, which is actually something I've used before. I really haven't used a ton of these, but there is some neat ones. I've used the old video, and just when I do use these, you know, you have XX Pro, you'll have like Valencia and different things like that. Anyway, overlays is also kind of cool. Cinema is something I use because it gives a more professional look. On the top and bottom, it'll just give it a black bar, so it'll make it look like really cinematic. And some fun stuff here. And you can always add more effects. It always says there. But I'm trying to see if... And I just downloaded some packs. These were free. The confetti. There is something here that I downloaded recently. Oh, these were free, the emojis. And basically, you can't really see until I put it on there. But, let's see. They're actually moving emojis. So they're like, and it looks better when the computer's working fine. But you can, and these can be over your pictures or whatever. And, you know what I mean? Like, and then you can have your video here and it can play so they can just be in the video. It's kind of a fun thing to do. Just being creative. These come originally with it, and these are lots of things that you can put over your videos, which is really cool. And then down here, this is all what comes initially with it. Down here is like one that I downloaded last week, like some karate stuff. This one just came in. It's a doodle pack. You can put this, and you can put some text in there or something like that. This one's got like fire breath, flaming hand, you know, and I don't know how good they're going to be showing you right now because I don't have the, but you know what I mean? Like that was free. And that's pretty cool. You know, some different things that you can incorporate and do different things, which is really neat, I think. Split screen is when you can have one video here and one video here, or a picture or something like that. I'll be honest, I really don't mess with it very much. If I want to do something like that, I'll just pop a video over this and then shrink it and put it up in the corner or something like that. Export, I'll show you this. I'm not really going to export anything, but this is where you would actually shoot your videos out to YouTube or your computer or something like that. Make sure, I would say make sure that you have, before you do that, make sure that you put your privacy settings on there, and you would sign into YouTube here. Make sure your tab is here. Sign into YouTube. Another thing is, if you're new to YouTube, they're not going to let you usually render anything over 30 minutes. So you can't have videos longer than 30 minutes. If you're new to YouTube, you have to get past a certain point. I can do it. Most people don't try to shoot for 30 minutes, but I have quite a few 30-minute videos because I apparently like to talk. This might even be a 30-minute video. I apologize. But you can preset, like, you can do this, the title, description. I honestly just wait to do all that in YouTube. And then I wouldn't mess with the settings. 1920 is fine. And make sure it's private, because otherwise it's going to go public and it's going to screw up your analytics, because if it doesn't have a title or anything, if you haven't filled out all the information, you can do this in advance if you want to. That's fine. That's completely up to you. But I will say it only gives you a select number of tags. I think it's like one tag. We can check that now. Okay, so 2.5 tags. It doesn't let you go very far, so it's going to be kind of pointless if you're trying to get 6-7 tags or something like that. So keep that in mind. That's how you export. You just click export, and remember, it's going to take a while. Sometimes, if it's like a 3-minute video, even with a 4 gig computer, it'll probably be like 10 minutes. But if you jump up and you got a 15-minute video, prepare for at least an hour minimum. You know, it'll run through the export. It'll run through rendering, and then it'll run through uploading. Make sure your internet connection is solid, because if it messes up, you could have issues. Also, every once in a while it will sign you out, so you need to kind of keep an idea, or keep keep an eye out on the actual video editing or exporting process, because if it kicks you out, you don't want to lose your project or whatever, or have to restart over. So you just re-sign in real quick and it continues. Another thing that I like to do is the text goes over a video, and let's see, you can just put like something blue here for pretend this is a video, okay? Use your imagination. So down here, you are going to have different things, different text, and all kinds of different stuff. Drag that. This T is for text. This music thing is for music, obviously. Audio, and these are projects, okay? So if I wanted to drop a video over that or something and have it up in the corner, this is where I would put it. If I wanted to put text, this is where I would put it. If I wanted to put music, this music, I would put it here. Now, a lot of the times, here's the thing. You will want to have different text up here, you'll have different text here, and maybe they'll run simultaneously and at the same time, or you could be doing a thumbnail. Thumbnail is like what you go to YouTube and you see that image, what makes you click the video. I really need to step up my game on thumbnails. I do so many videos, it's hard for me to keep up with thumbnails, I'll be completely honest. But basically, why these project lines are important and what I'm telling you here is because if you're trying to do more concurrent text lines, so if I want to do, so if you can see, I can edit that obviously. It could be like one big impact. Okay, so I'm editing that, right? I just click it, right click it, push edit, and type in one big impact, right? Okay, so I center it, grab it, center it, and if I drop it down, it'll have another bar that'll center it. Wherever that is, there it is. So apparently, according to Filmora, that's absolute center. I disagree. Whatever. Then I want to add another text. Well, I can't add a text unless it was over here. So this is I can't add it here. It won't. It'll just delete whatever's there. I could add it here, and what would happen is after that one's gone, that one pops up. Okay. Actually, that's pretty cool. What is that? I have to remember that. That's really cool how that fades in. Do you see that? Look at that. Is that normal? Title 39. Remember that. I'm writing that down. That was cool. Always learning, man. Always learning. Okay, so what I do with this dilemma, because if I want those both texts to be on the screen at the same time, come down here in the bottom left-hand corner and I add new track. Add new track gives me an idea, or gives me the option to add text tracks, music tracks, and if you pay attention over here, once I put 3, boom, I got 3. So now I can grab that and drop that down there. Bingo, ringo, dingo, dango. Now they both come up, obviously in the wrong spots, but that's fine. So I can edit, and I can put and obviously, and you could do tons of things with these texts, okay? Remember, you're not limited, because that's kind of a boring text, right? Boring text. Highlight it, come over here, and you can just switch whatever text you want. I like cursor for some reason. I don't know why. And then if it's still boring, you click inside that. You don't have to highlight it. Click inside that, and you can add that. You always have to double click these guys. These are kind of just like the fun little things or whatever. Double click. Alright. So you push play, you come back, push play, push OK. And now they both show up on the screen at the same time. Stop it. Alright, you got your picture. Say this is your thumbnail. You got a cool picture of you and the product or whatever that you're talking about or something like that. So you have to push play, and once your words all come up, pause it. And over here is a magical button called Snapshot. Snapshot, click it. Snapshot has been saved to the media library. Push OK. Go over to the media library. Boom. Look at that. Now you've got a thumbnail. That doesn't have to be started or anything like that. That can be in the very beginning of your video to be able to attract people's attention. It's an amazing thing. It's also sometimes amazingly hard and difficult to find in your computer. What you do is you come over here, right click it, and you push Find Target. When you click Find Target, this is something that you need to pay attention to. Now, it could be 100 different ways in your computer, 100 different places. This is why it's easy. It says this item is in this PC. The next place is user source and snapshot. Okay? So you're probably saying, what the hell does that mean? That's how you find the computer. That's how you find the actual thing. Okay? So I go to this PC. All right? I should probably expand that because it's not making sense. This PC, and I think it's desktop. That's where mine is. No, it's not. See, this is why this is a problem. You have to remember these things. Let's go. Let's go find it again, because when the screen is expanded, it's going to make more sense. So, find target. Okay. It's going to slowly pop up. Okay, this makes more sense. Now everything you can see. So this PC, Windows, user source, Jonathan, documents. See, it would almost be impossible to find it. Do you see what I'm saying? So I go, this PC, Windows, user source, Jonathan. I don't remember what it said. What did it say? Videos? It did not say videos. I forgot. And you're going to, I don't remember what it said. But you see what I'm saying. You have to, and once you start doing that on a regular basis, you're going to get it down. It's easy. And that's why you have to pay attention to it, because it just saves it somewhere randomly to your computer. You might be able to switch that, and that's fine. That's cool. That's whatever. Also, another side note is, and trust me, it's nice to be able to create these in the same sense. Personal recommendation, create this thumbnail first for 2 reasons. Because after your video is exported, you're not going to want it. The second reason is, while your video is exporting, you don't want to just sit there waiting because you won't be able to do your thumbnail. So get your thumbnail done, so then when your video is done, you just slap it on there and you're good to go. Another thing that's really cool that you can do with this software is, and remember, like right here, you see how that pops up? You can make this bigger, you can make it smaller. To be honest, like, I think it's great over here, as small as possible. You can also make it full screen if you wanted to. It's up to you. Record is really cool because right now, currently, this software literally pays for itself in the ability to capture screen. It is right now capturing the screen, and this is the software I'm using for that. Okay, I'll probably make a video on that separately. You can record a voiceover, which I've not had very good luck with as far as like them sounding great, but a lot of people do voiceovers, and if that's your thing, it can be really good. I think it's weird. I've never done it, but I have tried it and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm the creepy guy that's kind of watching the video talking about it or something. But you can also click record from webcam and things like that. I'm trying to think of anything else that I can cover. I know this has been a long video. I apologize, guys. I think that's about it. That's a pretty good basic overview. Oh, click save like a freaking hyena. And the reason I say that is because sometimes with video editing software, your computer can crash or just you lose power or something like that. And it's important that you constantly save your project. You don't want to be an hour into a project or something like that and then it just dies. Okay? If you constantly save your project, it'll probably, I don't know if it'll do it right now because I've already saved this previous. Looks like it's going to go through. But a lot of the times it'll pop up a screen and say, what do you want to save this as? You can name it. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother. I would just push enter. And when you push enter, it just saves it automatically as a new file. As long as it's saved, it'll be file, open recent, and then usually whatever is the first one is that you open. You can open project, you can do lots of different things. So I hope this video helped you guys. I guess I really didn't even know that I knew things about wondershare Filmora. Somebody suggested that I make videos the other day, and I figured, hey, what the heck, I'll make a couple videos. So if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. If there's something that you want to know that I didn't cover, by all means, please ask. There's no dumb questions. There's no stupid questions. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask, because you can't learn if you don't ask. You guys have an awesome day. Hashtag be stronger than excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. And, yep, that's it. Have an awesome day. Bye.